Two emails from DJI in the last week talking about their upcoming store day event. Now look, with the recent Lito 1 and X1 launched a few months ago, it's always a good way of getting older but still decent models at a bit of a bargain if you know where to look. And sure enough, three models caught my eye in the discount list: the Mini 3, the Mini 4K and the original Neo. All great beginner models that are suddenly down in price. So look, I figured it wouldn't hurt to take a quick look at these three and highlight the main differences. Now, I've actually done separate reviews on all of these models, so I can actually link back to those reviews so you can take a closer look and get more details if you want. It's good to see that actually they've also included some of the Fly More packages included in the discount as well. So look, if you're after a good beginner drone or a backup drone, here is some help today for you. If you are after the very best picture and video, if that's your primary objective and also the best all-round flying experience, then to me, the Mini 3 package is the very best bet, especially as they're doing the full RC Fly More combo package at just £359. That's the drone, 3 batteries, the original RC remote, and obviously the shoulder bag as well. To me, that package is very much the best of the bunch because not only are you going to get a full flying package with spare batteries and a remote with a built-in screen, but crucially, you're getting a similar camera that you got with the Mini 3 Pro and the Mini 4 Pro. A big 1/1.3-inch sensor putting out 12 and 48 megapixel stills in both JPEGs and RAW, along with full 4K video up to 30 frames per second. Now, I am a real advocate of any remote that's got a built-in screen. It means no messing about connecting your phone when you want to fly, and it really does make a huge difference. So I would always look for a package with a remote with a built-in screen if I can. A few things to keep in mind though on this package. First off, the RC remote is the original one. It hasn't got the antenna and it won't work with the later models like the Mini 4 Pro or the Mini 5 Pro. Conversely, if you've got the RC2 that does have the little antenna with one of those later models, it's not going to work with the Mini 3. And perhaps also the biggest consideration, especially if it's your first drone, is that the Mini 3 doesn't have any obstacle avoidance. It will literally fly straight into a tree if you don't watch where you're flying. Now look, before you clutch your pearls and panic, I've always said that obstacle avoidance is a useful addition, but you cannot rely on it. I have managed to crash many drones, including the mighty Mavic 4 Pro and even the recent Lito X1 when testing them. They've got obstacle avoidance and I've still managed to crash, always into trees, despite my own advice always saying to fly high above trees. So look, not having obstacle avoidance isn't the end of the world, but it is something you need to consider. Now on the Mini 3, flight time and wind resistance is pretty similar to the Mini 3 Pro and the Mini 4 Pro. Over half an hour of real world flying and level 5 wind resistance for reliable flying in very, very strong wind. So what about its even cheaper sibling? Mini 4K was based on the original Mini 2 with a couple of minor upgrades. It's got a similar body to the Mini 3 and it also has similar flight specs, same flight speeds roughly and same wind resistance, slightly shorter flight time. Like the Mini 3 though, it also has no obstacle avoidance. So the two main reasons for its lower price are the camera and the remote. Camera has got a smaller sensor and whilst it still produces 12 megapixel stills in JPEG and RAW like the Mini 3 and full 4K video, it won't be quite as good as the Mini 3, especially in low light because smaller sensor also means smaller pixels. And the other main difference of course is the remote as well. 4K will only work with the old RC N1 remote, so you have to attach your phone with a cable in order to fly. The Mini 4K will not work with the RC or the RC2 remote. But for some, that's not necessarily going to be an issue, is it? You're getting a full 4K DJI drone for under £200. And that is a bargain whichever way you look at it. Then lastly, we have the original Neo, a completely different model, half FPV, half selfie drone, small, super lightweight, and it's got the ability to be flown without a remote at all with its various selfie modes. It is an amazing little bit of kit and it can easily fit in your jacket pocket. And for many, this was and still is the perfect beginner drone given its small size, its built-in prop guards keeping it safe when you're around kids, and how it can literally just fly up, take a photo and fly back to your palm. Comparing the main specs with the Mini 3 and the Mini 4K, it's got a similar size sensor to the 4K, half-inch sensor, 12 megapixel stills in JPEG only, not RAW, and 4K video up to 30 frames per second. It's noisy and has got a much shorter flight time, only around 14-15 minutes. But for many people, it still hit the spot for them, already coming in at pretty much the best value model that DJI had and having way more intelligent flight functions than the Mini 3 or the 4K. And crucially, had the greatest flexibility in how you actually controlled it. This tiny budget model had the very latest functions and endless ways to control and fly it, which is what made it so popular. Again, it had no obstacle avoidance and was never going to produce pictures or videos to the quality of the more expensive models, but it was still more than good enough for most people. And more recently, the newer Neo 2 has been launched, and of course, that is why DJI are cutting the price on this original model, as I said, down to just £119, making it absolutely the lowest price of any DJI model. DJI 4K drone that's going to work with the RC2 remote or your phone or fly by itself under £120. What is not to like? So again, look, I'll put a little link to the full review I did on that, where I go through each of the different ways that you can actually control it. Finally, look, I can't do a mini beginner's bargain review without mentioning one of my favourites, the amazing / crazy DJI Flip, looking more like an old penny farthing bike. It was released shortly after the original Neo, and it sported almost all the same functions and flexibility as the Neo, but with way better camera, better flight specs, sporting the same size 1/1.3-inch sensor as the Mini 4 Pro. It came with fully loaded camera specs, including 12 or 48 megapixel stills, JPEG and RAW, with 4K video up to 100 frames per second and a video bitrate up to 150 megabits per second. And like the Neo, it could be flown by itself with or without a remote. Alternatively, you could connect just your phone or the RC2 remote, although not the FPV. The Flip is what we would call in the UK a Marmite model. You either love it or hate it, and many people that own it absolutely love it. With its superior camera and way more functions, though, it's not quite the bargain discount of some of these other models. Drone only, Flip only is coming in at $269, and the Fly More combo comes in at over £500, and that is taking it firmly into the region of the Lito X1 pricing, which to me is a superior model in almost every way. And that's why, for me, looking through the discounted prices in their store day event, it's actually these three that I think offer the best value: Mini 3, 4K, or the original Neo. Obviously, they're not going to be the best specs, but as I said, if it's a super bargain beginning drone you're after, you will not go wrong with any of them. So look, nice quick one today, hopefully useful if you're pondering what to do. As I said, I'll put the links below to all of the original reviews on all of these drones if you want more detail. Hit the like button for me as ever if you found this useful. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And until next time, have fun, happy flying.